As you know, I'm Carly Schaefer, LCS parent. I spent last year advocating to keep our schools open, for plans to be communicated, to examine how closures affect our most vulnerable populations, and to understand our schools' programs as what LCS should be emulating, not closing. I'd like to congratulate and thank you all sincerely for rescinding the decision to close T.C. Miller and Sandusky. We have been asking for what that work session's discussion was for 11 months. Fortunately, Sandusky retained many of its staff due to the extraordinary leadership of Mr. Womack, who has served the school for 30 years. I urge you to follow through on rebuilding this incredible school with their research and resources. We do it better when we do it together. My T.C. Miller perspective, thank goodness you are not wasting this beautiful, strong building and school within. For many of us who lived through a horribly handled closure and turbulent year, this decision is bittersweet. In May, we had only 3 teachers committed to return. The rest took other jobs because trust was broken. Their livelihoods were in jeopardy with no reassurance. As parents, we received zero official communication from any leader about what was happening and how our kids would be cared for. My second grader was in tears every week as she found out staff were leaving, as her school home and future remained up in the air. You see, elementary students are developmentally not okay with such instability. It rocks them emotionally, impacting their academic and social lives as well. You failed my daughter. You failed her teachers. You failed her classmates. You gave them nothing to hold on to during a storm, and you ignored our every word about the damage you were causing. By now, you know that I would go down with the ship, but my kid was drowning. We switched to DESI for both stability and similar programs. And then a month before school starts, after families have shifted, beloved teachers have left, and so much emotional trauma has been caused, you finally rescind. I tell you this not because it wasn't the right decision. It was. Information, evidence-based studies, and community impact all point to staying open. It's what we've been begging for. So I am truly thankful that our schools are saved. But I hope you take a moment to look at the damage you've caused, a year of agony for us. While you ignored what was so obvious, we all suffered. Not just the parents you saw meeting after meeting, but our kids and the families you didn't see, who didn't have the means to be here, but are still part of our public school system and deserve better. It will take time to build back trust, and I hope you do so. Remember that hands-on, creative, empowering learning like that of small community schools of innovation is what families are craving and what sets students up for success, especially students who may not receive those resources otherwise. Speaking of which, I'd like to address an issue brought up multiple times: declining enrollment. Closing excellent schools with excellent outcomes and failing to communicate our plan for students does not lead to higher enrollment. Shutting down STREAM in 2024 when it should be standard practice does not lead to higher enrollment. Cutting after-school clubs like robotics, math, theater, and more does not lead to higher enrollment. Pushing already crowded classrooms to the max of 94% capacity does not lead to higher enrollment, and I think you know that. Smaller classroom sizes lead to better academic results, fewer behavioral issues, and shrink the achievement gap. Why are you on the school board if you are not advocating for these things, instead of shoving as many students into a classroom as possible? Like Dr. Tinsley said, we need a vision for the future for all schools. Use what we've researched about academics and engaging programs, green factors, and school community and culture, and apply it to every school. Families will be drawn to LCS if you invest in and take action with what has been proven to work for education. Mr. Andrews, thank you for always advocating for our students. Dr. Carter, thank you for your wisdom. Ms. Preston, thank you for always hearing us. Mr. Jalil, thank you for reevaluating and voicing creative solutions. Dr. Gupta and Ms. Lowry, thank you for voting to rescind. Mr. Connor and Dr. Tinsley, thank you for your excellent questions and careful consideration of all factors. Dr. Day and Mr. DePaul, I hope to find your future votes in service of our students, not catering to a political agenda. To know our doors will remain open is a beautiful thing and the right decision. We will still be here, advocating for all schools to have manageable class sizes, decent wages for bus drivers, retain experienced teachers, to offer district-wide STREAM, the arts, innovative curriculum, and the stuff that makes our children learn and love it. Remember, that is why we're all here, for them.
Thank you.